I don't get the hype with these things. I really don't understand. These are the Lancôme Juicy Shakers. This one is called Lemon Explosion. I love how this one smells. I know they all have different scents, but this one has a bubblegum scent. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. And I hear everybody talk about how they all smell so good. And maybe it's just this one that I tried. I only have tried one, so I feel like I'm wrong for judging all of the juicy shakers. I find it to be a little bit pointless. I like the concept. I think it's really cute. It's like a shaker. It makes a little noise. You open it and then you apply it. It's kind of like a tinted lip balm. Kind of like a tinted lip oil, I would say. But I feel like this dries out my lips. Am I crazy? Do any of you guys have that same experience with the juicy shakers? Please let me know down below because I feel crazy. When you put them on, initially it's a really pretty soft color, but it fades so quickly. The color is like gone within minutes. Like minutes, it's gone. And then you're left with this like weird oily residue, but it's not a nourishing oil. It's just like this weird film, and then when it dries, it kind of dries out your lips. I don't know. I know a lot of people love this. I've heard so many people rave about this, but in my personal experience, it's not my favorite. I'd rather pay way less for a real tinted lip balm. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I want to talk about two sponges. This one is a shock to you guys because I spoke about this in my beauty blender dupes video and I talked about how much I love it, and I still do. I love this sponge, but I have an issue with it. Okay, so this is the Morphe sponge. I know it has a specific name, can't think of it right now, but it's the red one. This sponge is so good. It's so good as a beauty blender alternative, but for some reason now it's like really bleeding. In the video where I spoke about this, I talked about how it was actually the only red sponge I had tried that didn't really bleed, because the red beauty blender, awful. It like bleeds all over your sink. It's a disaster. And the first like 10 times when I washed this, I didn't notice a lot of bleeding. Maybe like, but barely any bleeding of the red color. But now that I've washed it like 180 times, it's just bleeding like crazy now, and it's getting everywhere. Like I'm cleaning it out and the red pigment is just like all over my sink, and it's like, ugh. I wish so badly that Morphe would release the same sponge in like black or white or whatever, nude, I don't know, pink, something that's not this red color. Even though they're all tinted with color, like the pink beauty blender kind of fades a little bit when you wash it. There's like dog hair in my face. The pink beauty blender does bleed a little bit, but not to the degree that the red one did, and it's just scary. You know, like when you're washing your sponge and all this red stuff is falling, you're like, oh my gosh, I almost don't want to put this on my face, because like what if it mixes with the foundation and I apply like red pigment on my face? I don't know. Morphe, if you're watching, please release the sponge in a different color. Come on. And then the other sponge I want to talk about is actually the Ofra sponge. It has a name, can't remember. Like I said, I love you like a love song, baby. That's like in my mind right now during this whole video. I can't stop singing it in my head. I'm so sad that I don't like this. I love Ofra as a brand. I love the owners of Ofra. You have no idea. Like, I feel like Ofra is like my family. They're so family oriented. I love them. I don't love the sponge. It's really good in theory, but every time I wet this sponge and I try to like soak out the water, it stays like mushy and it stays stuck. And the water doesn't really rinse well. So I find that it applies my foundation a little bit more wet than any other beauty blender I use. Do you know what I mean? Are you following? Am I crazy? Yeah, you are crazy. I know a lot of you said that right now. When it's dry, it's perfect. But I mean, I like to use my sponges wet, so it was a little bit disappointing for me. Not my favorite beauty blender dupe out there. Okay, and then the last product, I really contemplated even mentioning it in this video because I feel like I'm gonna get some hate for it. I don't wanna make anybody mad, but I don't like, okay, not that I don't like, I'm a little bit disappointed in the Anastasia Ultimate Glow Kit. I know. I'm sorry. I was a little bit disappointed with this. I love the packaging. I think it's so cool. I think the packaging is amazing. You get an awesome mirror. I don't think you get a mirror in the other glow kits. I love the packaging. I think the packaging is really great quality. I mean, this even glows in the dark. Does it get better than that? Let me see if I can show you. This glows in the freaking dark. Gotta turn these lights off because you can't see it. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this fast because I'm scared of the dark. Do you see it? Oh my god, you can't even see it! What? Oh my gosh, you can't see it, but I'm holding it in front of the camera and it's glowing. Okay, that was a complete fail. The camera wasn't picking up the glow factor. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. This part, the glow kit part, it glows in the dark, which is pretty cool. Not that anybody would be like highlighting in the dark, but The quality of these highlights are not my favorite. Maybe their intention was to create more of a shimmery, glittery highlight, but that's just not my personal preference. Like I said 17 times in this video, I prefer a more sheen. These are a little bit too glittery for me. Let me just swatch them for you. So this one, this one, this one. I'm gonna swatch them right now like this. Oh my god, Anastasia, please don't hate me. I love you so much. You're one of my favorite brands. I really, really, really love you. Okay, those are the bottom 3 colors. I'm gonna grab highlights from their other glow kits and I'm gonna compare them. Okay, so I have some of the glow kit shades in my Z palette. They're obviously different colors, but I'm just comparing the pigmentation. So I'm gonna swatch them right next to the other ones. You cannot tell there. They're more pigmented and they're way less glittery. I will put inserts, I will give you better shots in this video. I'm just being a little bit hard on this. Like, you can totally make these work, but I 1000% prefer her other glow kits as opposed to this one. I was so excited to get this in the mail because, like I said, her glow kits, they're amazing. You get so much for such a good price. And the same goes with this. For 6 highlights, it's a really good deal. I just wish it wasn't as glittery as it is. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm sorry. I love Anastasia so much, but this was a disappointment for me. Okay guys, so that completes this video. These were products I recently tried out that were just not my favorite for one reason or another. I try out so many products and I try out so many brands that I'm a little bit more nitpicky with things because I always think of other products that are the same that are way better. Like, there's a ton of other bronzer brushes that are way better than that one. There's a ton of other concealers that are way better than that one. So I always compare a product to everything else. You know what I'm saying? You know. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't take any offense to it. I hope it's helpful in some way. Maybe we like similar things and maybe this video will help you out. But yeah, that completes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Every time I sit down to film, every time. Porter scratches the couch. With so many different blushes because blushes with brushes. Oh, you see? If I don't check. Hey, what is it? Not my favorite. Why am I yellow? And the water doesn't really rinse well. That's a tongue twister. How does he not get tired? I'm like tired looking at him. Oh my god, I just stepped on my dog. Oh my god, where am I going? Oh, I didn't step on the dog. That's the Marc Jacobs brush. I thought I stepped on Porter's little paw.